plasmid with a piece of DNA is called as a recombinant plasmid, whereas which is lacking a gene of interest is called as a non-recombinant plasmid. So when a foreign DNA is introduced within the gene of bacteria, the gene is inactivated. Okay, if a foreign DNA is ligated into a piece of DNA of a bacteria, that particular gene becomes inactive, or it is called as inactivated. And this process is called as insertional inactivation, because it is due to the insertion of a piece of DNA it has become inactivated. So this process is called as insertional inactivation. Here the recombinant plasmid, where it has been inserted, where has the DNA of interest been ligated? It has been ligated into the gene which codes for tetracycline resistance. As a result, the gene for tetracycline resistance becomes inactive. Okay, so the recombinant plasmid loses tetracycline resistance due to the insertion of a foreign DNA. When the plasmids are introduced into E. coli cells, there are three types of cells are obtained. Okay. The three types of cells are non-transformants. That means they have no plasmid at all. They have not undergone any transformation because no DNA has been inserted into the host cell. So they are called as non-transformers. They have no plasmid, so they are not resistant to either tetracycline or ampicillin, because a plasmid which is having the tetracycline resistance and ampicillin resistant gene is present in the plasmid. So if they have not received the plasmid, they are not resistant to either tetracycline or ampicillin. So that's the first type of cell, that is non-transformants. Second is transformants with non-recombinant plasmid. So what happens? They have received a plasmid, but it is not a recombinant plasmid. The plasmid is not having a gene of interest. Is it clear? So they are resistant to both tetracycline and ampicillin. And third is they are transformants with a recombinant plasmid. So they are resistant only to ampicillin. They cannot resist to tetracycline. So we can see three types of cells: non-transformants, which cannot resist to either ampicillin or tetracycline. Then the transformants with non-recombinant vector. That means they are able to resist both tetracycline and ampicillin. And the transformants with recombinant DNA, they are able to resist only one type of antibiotic, that is ampicillin, because no gene has been inserted into the antibiotic resistant gene. And why they are not able to resist tetracycline? Because the recombinant plasmid is having the gene of interest inserted into the gene coding for tetracycline resistance. So that gene has been inactivated. So that is why they are not able to resist tetracycline, but such bacterial cells or transformants are able to resist ampicillin. Recombinant plasmids can be selected out from the non-recombinant ones by plating the transformants on ampicillin medium. So we know of these three, which has to be multiplied only the transformants with the recombinant vector. So how can we distinguish only the transformants with the recombinant vector? Is by first growing or plating the transformants on ampicillin medium. So what happens? Ampicillin medium, who all will be able to resist ampicillin? Both the transformants, only the transformants will be able to resist the ampicillin resistance, whereas here the non-transformants will be completely wiped out. So first step is plating the transformants on ampicillin medium. Then the transformants are transferred into tetracycline medium. Okay, so tetracycline medium, who will be able to resist, who will die and who will live? Only those who have the non-recombinant vector will grow in tetracycline, whereas the transformants with recombinant vector will not grow in tetracycline medium. So from ampicillin medium, they are plated onto tetracycline medium. In this picture, we can see the recombinant with the gene of interest at the above portion, and this is a non-recombinant which is lacking the gene of interest in the tetracycline gene. Okay, then these are introduced into the E. coli. So the E. coli which is undergone transformation are called as transformants. Okay, so after that they are transferred onto an ampicillin containing medium, and we can see bacterial style starts to develop, because both those bacteria which is having the recombinant DNA and non-recombinant DNA or plasmids will be able to resist the ampicillin resistance. And after that they are transferred or they are plated onto an tetracycline medium. The recombinants grow in ampicillin medium, but they cannot grow on tetracycline medium. We can see that only the non-recombinants will grow in the tetracycline containing medium, whereas recombinants will not grow in the tetracycline containing medium. So recombinants grow in the ampicillin containing medium, but not on the tetracycline medium. But non-recombinants grow on a medium containing both the antibiotics. Is it clear? Non-recombinants will grow both in tetracycline as well as in ampicillin. Thus, we are able to understand the transformants from the non-transformants and also the transformants which is having the recombinant DNA. Thus, one antibiotic resistant gene helps to select the transformants. Is it clear? It is helping to select the transformants, and the other inactivated resistant gene helps to select the recombinants. So dear children, in this module, we learned about the process of selecting the transformants and the non-transformants. Thank you.